Hello, welcome along to Nowhere to Hide, GBM's fantastic show, September the 27th, Friday night on DAZN. It's hours away. It's really been building beautifully since we first announced it a few weeks ago. The press conference was lively here in Sheffield yesterday, and we're looking forward to them all getting onto the scales. Alex and Dave alongside. We've really enjoyed this build-up, haven't we, Alex? It's been one we've been up and down the country, all over the place, because there's so many British rivalries and great stories.
I mean, we described it as our GBM road trip. We've been to Coventry, we've been to Leeds, to Liverpool, to see all the fantastic fighters on this card. And personally, it's so hard to pick who I'm most looking forward to seeing on the night. But Dave, I'm going to bring you in here. I'm going to put you on the spot. You've seen the card, it's absolutely stacked. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
I think, to be honest, fight of the night could well be Reece Mould and Ryan Walsh. And I just love the demeanour of Ryan Walsh. Listen, he's experienced. Adam, we've seen him way back, years back. It seems like he's been around forever. And he kind of has. But this is his chance to get back in the mix. And he's took it personal by Reece just proclaiming that he feels that he's going to go out there and knock him out. He's insulted. And the press conference yesterday, I was really impressed. I liked how he was basically being the older statesman, the school teacher, telling the little kid, "You've been very naughty, you're on the naughty step," and he can't wait to get his hands on him to give him a good beat. So I think that's going to be the fight of the night.
To put it into context, the Walsh brothers, as Dave has said, have been around forever.
Yeah.
We've loved them. They've been real characters from Cromer, the seaside town in Norfolk. Michael and Liam both have had really good careers. Liam's been around all week, actually. And there's some history, too, with Maxi Hughes, finding that Maxi Hughes being Reece Mould's stablemate, so lots to go at. But as a pure fight, Ryan Walsh against Reece Mould, stylistically, guys, should just absolutely work. It's a crossroads fight, of course, for the pair of them, but if they meet centre ring, we could be in for a treat.
I filmed the head-to-head with them both, and they both agreed not to take a backward step. And when you hear something like that, what a setup for the fight.
It's what we want to see. Listen, as fans, we want to see tear-ups, we want to see excitement, we want to see knockdowns, multiple knockdowns. Hopefully both, I'm a neutral, so I don't care. I want to see both of them go down, get up, I want to tear up. And yeah, I've got a feeling we're going to see something close to that.
Yeah, Reece Mould coming off that defeat to Gary Cully. Izzy and I were both there in Dublin that night. He was unlucky, it was a tight fight. He wants a rematch with Cully, but he's got to deal with Ryan Walsh. Ryan's 38, and I was talking to Graham Everett, his trainer, who's been around Herbie Hyde, John Thax, and so many over the years in that area, saying about the feet, because one thing that came out of last Saturday night with Daniel Dubois' big win against Anthony Joshua was the use of feet in a boxing ring, and I think it's really important, and Dave, I think, will agree on this, that it's all about Ryan's legs in this. He's 38, but he's had a funny career. He's not had that many fights.
No, he's not been active.
And it's about whether, okay, you can dance in the gym, whether you can dance under the lights still.
Listen, as you get older, the one thing that you do feel is legs. And when I mean that is you'll feel sharp, you feel like your brain will know what to do, placement, stepping, but the weight on you, the trunk that's moving, and the shots that you're avoiding, they all put pressure on your thighs, on your quads, on your arms. And so your legs start burning, start getting tired. Now, as they get tired, that's when things start slowing down. You're maybe not elusive, maybe you're not getting off line, maybe you are a little bit more centre line for those right hands, those left hooks. And that's where the danger is when you do get to 38 years old, especially when you're against a young pressure fighter like Reece Mould.
Shakiel Thompson, we've got to talk about him now. The GBM poster boy in many ways. He's been around for a while. Been over at Matchroom, he's had fights with Boxer, but I think he's settled with GBM. I think he feels like now with the belts he's got, he's carrying a bit of confidence, a bit of swagger about him. He's 6'3", he's unbeaten in 12 with 8 knockouts, and a lot of people getting excited about him, apart from one River Wilson-Bent, who literally screamed for this match a few months ago. He's got his dream, he's really cranked up the heat in the pre-fight build-up. It's been fascinating to watch. You're talking about Reece Mould and Ryan Walsh. These two have been at it as well. I mean, Shaq's favourite, but it's a really exciting one, isn't it?
I mean, when we've looked at the themes for this fight, we've underlined the word jeopardy, and this is really what's at stake. At GBM, we've built Shakiel Thompson up as the poster boy, as you said, but really, River Wilson Bent does not understand that. He's thinking, this guy's not really done anything yet in his career, which is fair to a point. All the people he's fought so far, he's been expected to beat, and River Wilson Bent's coming saying, I'm the biggest test, and you're not going to pass that test.
Yeah, I always say when we build prospects up and they get a few fights just to get used to being under lights, in front of the cameras, and just to learn about themselves as a fighter in ring. But during those fights, the fighting guys that are there to survive. Some fighters will come out, have a little go, and then as soon as they realise they're at depth, they go, okay, survive. And then it's a case of how good are you going to look? It's a case, the pressure that the young prospects find in that stage, it isn't a case of are you going to win? It's a case of how good are you going to look? Are you going to stop them? There's a big difference between those kind of fights, which Shaquille's been involved in for the, let's be real, for the majority of, if not all of his career, and fighting guys that are stood across from you that are expecting to beat you. And that's where you see whether a kid can fight or not. Because in River Wilson Bent, he expects to beat Shakiel. And that gives the whole fight a completely different outlook.
Shaq looked good against Gino Canters at the same place at the Cannon Arena back in February. Then it rolled a little bit tougher against George Evan. People were questioning one or two of the decisions he made in the ring that night. He's also carrying a full-time job as well. A lot of pressure on those big shoulders, a couple of daughters as well. And it seems to me, Alex, and we've been around him, that River doesn't have that pressure. He's very relaxed. He believes he's going to win this, 100%. I don't doubt that. He thinks he's been in with better fighters, and he has. In Hamza Shiraz, Ammo Williams, Tyler Denny. He hasn't got the results necessarily, but he's fought at that level. And he just believes that the whole Shaq Thompson thing is an illusion, and he's going to shatter it on Friday night. And he, honestly, when he came out of the press conference yesterday, he was still fired up, and he was saying that they have no clue what they're doing here. They've made a massive mistake. I've seen Shaq knocked out in the amateurs, and I'm going to break it all on Friday night.
River Wilson Bent has spoken about deep waters. Shakiel Thompson has never been taken to these deep waters. And Dave, I want to ask you the question about levels, about moving up. Is it the right time for Shakiel Thompson to be going into these deep waters? And how do you know when to put the fighters in those deep waters?
Again, he's, what was he, 12-0?
Yeah.
It's time. It's time. Like I said, you have a handful of fights, and then you need to start going into title levels, minor title levels, which he has done, and you need to be fighting guys that are coming to win. Now, the case in matching is the guys that have had a couple of losses, fought at a level but not quite won, or they've been there and they're on the slide. That's the phase that I think that Shakiel Thompson should be in now, and that's what he is in now. Rivers fought good quality opposition, but he's lost, the likes of Hamza Shiraz. So that's why you would say, okay, that's a good step for him. Let's see where you are in that case. You can learn from that because River's got the experience of that. Steps
and levels. Yeah. And before we start the weigh-in, I just want to talk about the women because this is a fabulous fight. Tycee Gallagher, Tori Ellis Willetts. And again, there's been needle. Again, there's been fire. We saw what happened when Tycee was under that sort of pressure with Stevie Levy in the fight week at York Hall. And then she went and won the British and Commonwealth title. She defends that Commonwealth Super-bantamweight crown here against Tori Ellis. And a lot of people tell me that Tori Ellis is one of those secrets. She's a really good fighter. She's been on Team GB. She's waited her opportunity. She hasn't got a lot of professional experience, only 5 fights, but this is a real fight, and it's a test for Tycee, this.
This fight is just really interesting. We've got Tori Ellis Willetts. She's got that youthful exuberance, maybe naivety you might call it. And you've got Tycee Gallagher, someone who's been on the world stage. Yes, she fell short at that opportunity, but we know how good her jab is, how good she is at fight management. Dave, how do you see this fight going?
I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit unknown because you don't know the levels that Tori's at. She's unbeaten, so she can have that confidence. She's unbeaten, so she doesn't know what it is to lose. And that's a dangerous fighter. And the thing is, over 2-minute rounds, anyone can win a fight because you can hold things together for 2 minutes. And experience does come into it, yes, but you can kind of get away with inexperience for 2 minutes. It's usually in that last minute in a 3-minute round fight where things like experience, like they kind of like play a big factor. So I feel that this fight could go either way, to be honest.
Dave Caldwell, I mean, he's been around a long time. I often, and in fact, I normally agree with what you say, knows what he's talking about. The 2-minute rounds are crucial here. Tycee Gallagher, if she gets behind her jab, uses her feet, she could make this a nice night for her. However, Tori Ellis is going to try and get inside. She's the tornado. She's going to use that youthful exuberance, isn't she? She's going to use that firepower to get inside. And those 2 minutes go so quick. If it was 6-3s, I'd really fancy Tori in this fight. 10-2s, I tend to lean towards Tycee. However, you just don't know how those 60 seconds and 60 seconds are going to go. And then you get 60 seconds in the corner. Yeah. It is an odd setup.
And when you've got somebody that likes to put the pressure on and let their hands go, you can do that for 2 minutes. It's very hard to keep doing it for 3 minutes.
Yes.
So you could, in realistically, she only has to have, a great first minute of each round, and then pinch 10, 20 seconds in the second minute.
The start, I think, of this fight is critical, Alex.
Yeah, completely. And I think, whose terms is this fight going to be fought on? That is the really important question for this fight. Will Tycee be able to control the fight, manage it? It might not be the most crowd-pleasing fight if that does happen. Or will she be drawn into the tornado? Will Tori make it a fight on her terms? Will it be ugly to watch for Tycee Gallagher's perspective, but an absolute classic for the fans?
Well, Stevie Levy didn't make it pretty to watch at the York Hall, but I think Tori Ellis can go a step further because she's really well schooled under that Team GB podium. She was in the Army for many years as well on their squad. I think a lot of people don't know about her yet, and I think they're going to find out a lot more on Friday night. She's talking about levels. She's so confident, a bit like River Wilson. And it's great to see the so-called opponents. You don't have these 75-25 fights. These are 55-45s. Let's be honest, as near to 50-50 as you're going to get when you are looking at building prospects and moving them forwards. And you look at down as well, slightly down the card. Is it down? Hughie Fury back in a test against Christian Thun, who's got 9 victories with 7 knockouts, only one strange defeat. He wasn't right for that fight. He was ill in the week. So he's a dangerous heavyweight, 6'9.5". You know, often you see Hughie looking up at someone, right? I mean, Dave looks up a little bit, but Hughie looking up, wow, unbelievable. Saw that at the head-to-head yesterday. That's something different. And Christian Thun has come here to try and take this opportunity with a 5-week training camp. This is what we want to see.
We talk about taking scalps in this game all the time. To have the name Fury on your record holds so much weight. Christian Thun is not coming for a payday. Christian Thun thinks, I'll beat Hughie Fury.
I'll be honest, I don't think there is a payday, actually. It's not.
No, but that's why
I
think it's a dangerous fight, because in what Christian's done is, whereas the promoter wants him to come like 10 days before a fight, or which is, usual what you do, he's come earlier. He's paid out of his own money to get here earlier, to prepare for a few weeks, hotel costs, food costs, everything. Dug himself up. This is the opportunity he sees to get across the heavyweight scene. So he's not just come for a payday. He's not just come just to make the numbers up, just to get a fight and stay active. He's come to win. That makes him a dangerous fighter. With 7 knockouts out of his 9 wins, that makes him a dangerous fighter.
And Dave, Hughie Fury and Peter, when we went down to the Cotswolds and saw them, they've said they're training for the knockout as well. Is this a potential banana skin?
Yeah, if two heavyweights want to stand there and slug him, you never know what's going to happen, I just think that with somebody that's trying to make the fight, I think Hughie's a little bit more slick, his skills, and he's got the devil in him these days. I think he's gone through a lot of problems with his health and injuries, and I think he's sick of it, and he's watching everybody else getting the big opportunities. People forget the caliber of fighters that he's actually fought as a young man. He's 30 years old, but that's young for a heavyweight. But if you look at his resume, there's some of the guys that he's fought already. Fantastic. So now, I think now he's got this little bit of devil about him where he's like, do you know what? I need to make a statement every fight now because I want to get in that mix. And I'm expecting, it's not often we say it, but I'm expecting a really exciting fight with Hughie tomorrow night.
Parker, Povetkin, Pulev, and in his early 20s. It's a weird career he's had, Hughie Fury, only just 30. And I've got to take this opportunity, Alex mentioned it, I want to thank the Furies for their hospitality in the Cotswolds, because the two of us are coming back. That's a nice place they've got there. Beautiful in the Cotswolds. He trains up in Congleton, he trains down in the Cotswolds. I'd stay in the Cotswolds if I were you. It's a really lovely part of the world. So thank you to Peter and to the family for looking after Alex and I there. But Hughie can look after no one. He's got to go in with no respect for Christian Thun. He's got to kind of drill through him, because what Hughie Fury needs now is knockouts. The heavyweight scene blown again open by Daniel Dubois last Saturday night. With the Usyk Fury rematch coming up, you've got his old foe Joe Parker very much back in the mix. Zhilei Zhang, Martin Bakole. Look what he did out in LA. Hughie Fury needs to make a statement here Friday night. He wants a big fight before Christmas, but he needs to get rid of Christian Thun. I think it is going to be exciting, because I think both guys are coming to win, and they both need this win. How about Maxi Hughes? Let's have a little word about him before the weigh-in. Maxi Hughes, former IBO champion. Wonderful story with Maxi. Went through a real Indian summer in his career. Yeah, he went up against the top guys out in Vegas. He's come back. And he's what, 34 now? What's left with Maxi? Great guy. Great pundit. You better watch yourself, Dave. He can really talk well as well, Maxi. But just a quick line on what he's got ahead of him. In the Greek god, his opponent on Friday night.
So I'm going to make a case for Stathis Antonis. He's gone up to Scotland, beaten a previously undefeated fighter there. He's gone down to London, beaten a previously undefeated fighter there. He's coming to take, we're going to use that word again, the scalp of Maxi Hughes. Can he do it?
I don't think so, but I think he's going to give it a good go. Listen, he's confident.
You don't tell him that. The Greek god's just over there, and he told me he's going to come and beat Maxi.
He's ready. He's ready.
He's going to come for it, and I expect him to give it, all he's got. He's even lined up his next fight in the winner of Walsh and Reece Mould. But it's not like Maxi's an unintelligent fighter. He's very smart. He's very experienced. He boxes at his pace. He's got a good jab, good fundamentals, good jab, southpaw. I just think that Maxi will look to pick his spots, outbox him, ride out a potential storm early doors, and then box his way to a comfortable win.
Guys, it's all set out. We haven't even talked about the farm boy, Amar Akbar, Jack Bateson, Muhammad Ali. There's so many others on the card as well. But I can see Izzy Asif with some belts behind. I think it might be time for the weigh-in momentarily. But just to set up what is going to be an incredible event.
When you step through the ropes, there is nowhere to run. Shakiel Thompson takes on River Wilson Bent.
No one will hear the final bell. It's going to be a knockout. He's not going to win this fight. He's going to lose his titles over it.
Tycee Gallagher versus Tori Ellis Willis.
The actions on the 27th will show that I'm going to bring these belts home.
Oh no, I can box it, I can fight it. I'm too strong for it.
The hard-hitting Hughie Fury.
Let's get it on.
Everything to gain and everything to lose. Former world champion Maxi Hughes.
Get ready.
Reece Mould versus Ryan Walsh.
Backing myself to knock you out.
That is impossible. Nowhere to run.
No one to help.
Nowhere to hide. 27th of September.
GBM's Nowhere to Hide.
Live on the zone.
This one, I'm really looking forward to.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the Forge Warehouse here in Sheffield for the official weigh-in for Nowhere to Hide. GBM Sports monster lineup coming to the Cannon Medical Arena tomorrow evening, live and exclusive on DAZN. Presented to you by promoter Izzy Asif. We have 12 fantastic bouts for you, including professional debuts, 50-50s throughout the card, and of course, heavyweight action. We also have 5 titles on the line tomorrow evening. And our main event will be for the IBF European and WBO Global Middleweight titles, featuring Sheffield's very own unbeaten Shakiel Thompson against experienced challenger from Coventry, River Wilson Bent. Our sponsors for tomorrow evening are Bravos, Leeds Private Hospital and Indus Restaurants, and we thank you for your support. And please don't forget to follow the GBM Sports social media platforms, because on the night there will be behind-the-scenes footage and, of course, results as they come in. And ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first weigh-in, and we will start with our main event of the evening. This contest is 10 3-minute rounds and will be contested for the IBF European and the WBO Global Middleweight titles. So please welcome to the scales first, his record, 17 wins against 4 defeats with 2 draws, 7 wins by way of knockout. Presenting a former Midland area champion and the challenger tomorrow evening from Coventry, West Midlands, River Wilson Bent. $159.1 for River Wilson Bent. 159.1. And now please welcome his opponent to the scales, the current reigning and defending WBO Global and IBF European champion. His professional record is a perfect one. 12 wins, no losses. 8 of those wins come by way of knockout, and he comes to us from the Steel City of Sheffield. It's Dr. Steel, Shakiel Thompson. $159.6 for Dr. Steel, Shakiel Thompson. And ladies and gentlemen, you can catch all the action tomorrow night live and exclusive on DAZN. Our first bout will be at 5 p.m. And this contest, ladies and gentlemen, 10 3-minute rounds contested for the IBF European and WBO Global Middleweight titles. All the action coming to you live and exclusive on DAZN. And please do get there early tomorrow evening, because our first bout will be commencing at 5 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening, tomorrow evening, 10 rounds of boxing for the IBF European and WBO Global Middleweight titles. Challenger, River Wilson Bent. Defending champion, Dr. Steel, Shakiel Thompson.
You're going to talk and get it. That's it. You ain't talking now, are you? Where's all that yakking a minute ago? Talking still. Of course, you know, we're going to tomorrow night. It's all done. It's all done. It's all over for you, mate. Your career's over. Your career ain't started yet. It's going to be done. Let's see. Hidden secret, yeah? Got her. Gone.
In the West Midlands is River Wilson Bent, and your defending champion from right here in the Steel City of Sheffield, Dr. Steel, Shakiel Thompson.
Yeah, you'll be happy tomorrow.
Good luck, boys. Good luck, boys. Shot picture. Shot.
Thank you, gentlemen. And we will now commence with the weigh-in. We will go in running order, and also there are a couple of fighters who will be weighing in later on, so don't be alarmed if they are not in this initial list. So we will now weigh in our next contest. It's a 4 3-minute round contest in the super middleweight division. So please welcome to the scales first a veteran with 83 contests, including 11 wins and 4 knockout wins from Bulgaria. Please welcome the Russian, Konstantin Alexandrov. $163.7. 163.7 for the Russian Konstantin Alexandrov. And now please welcome his opponent to the scales. His record is a perfect one, 3 wins, no losses. He comes to us from the Steel City of Sheffield and also represents his home nation of Jamaica. It's the Yorkshire Yardie, Neptali Nembad. $165.7 for the Yorkshire Yardie, Neptali Nembad. And ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for our face-off between these two fighters. From Bulgaria, his alias is the Russian, Konstantin Alexandrov. And his opponent, the Yorkshire Yardie, Neptali Nembad. 4 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division, and it all comes to you live and exclusive on DAZN tomorrow evening from the Cannon Medical Arena right here in Sheffield. This contest, 4 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. Thank you, gentlemen. And we'll move on with our next contest, ladies and gentlemen. 4 3-minute rounds sanctioned in the super-bantamweight division. Please welcome to the scales first a veteran of 77 bouts. He comes to us from Bradford, Yorkshire. It's Jake Pollard. $125.5 for Jake Pollard. 125.5. And now please welcome his opponent to the scales. He is an unbeaten fighter with 4 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 1 win by way of knockout. And he comes to us from Leicester, Leicestershire. Please welcome Muhammad Ali. $125.9. 125.9 for Muhammad Ali. And this contest will be 4 3-minute rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. All the actions coming to you live and exclusive on DAZN. And our sponsors for tomorrow, Bravos, Leeds Private Hospital and Indus Restaurants. This contest, 4 3-minute rounds.
Face the camera, guys.
From Bradford, Yorkshire, Jake Pollard, and he goes in there against Muhammad Ali from Leicester tomorrow evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to our next weigh-in. The next contest will be a 4 3-minute round bout in the Featherweight division. So please welcome to the scales first with 47 professional contests to his name, including 8 wins, 4 of those wins by knockout, from Slovakia by way of Nicaragua, damas y caballeros, el Cohete, Angel Gomez. One 135.2 135.2 for Angel Gomez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the scales his opponent. The journey begins for him. Tomorrow evening will be his professional debut. Coming to us from Doncaster, Yorkshire, it's Ed Farmboy Hardy. 131.9 for the farm boy, Ed Hardy. And we would like to extend a big thanks to our sponsors for tomorrow evening, Bravos, Leeds Private Hospital and Indus Restaurants. We thank you for your support. Don't forget to follow GBM Sports social media platforms for all the results as they come in tomorrow evening, and of course all the backstage footage from tomorrow evening. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a message to all fighters. This is very important. All boxers must report to the medical team for their medical as soon as they finish their weigh-in. Very important announcement there for all boxers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next weigh-in. This contest will be 4 3-minute rounds sanctioned in the light heavyweight division. Please welcome to the scales first with 28 professional contests, including 8 wins and 3 of those wins by knockout from Zabrze, Poland. It's Adam Cieślak. 167.5 kilograms for Adam Sheslak. And now please welcome his opponent. He comes to the scales as an unbeaten fighter. 2 wins, no losses, one of those wins by knockout. He comes to us from Rotherham, Yorkshire. Please welcome Taz, the Butcher Nadim. .168.9 for Taz, the Butcher Nadim. This contest will be 4 3-minute rounds sanctioned in the light heavyweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to tune in to this monster show. 12 bouts for you tomorrow evening, 50-50s throughout the card. Professional debuts, heavyweight action, 5 title belts will be on the line. And all the action commences at 5 p.m. live and exclusively on DAZN. All the action presented to you by Izzy Azif of GBM Sports. And give the GBM Sports social media platforms a follow, ladies and gentlemen, because on the night there'll be all the backstage action. This contest, 4 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Sanctioned in the light heavyweight division.
When you're at this stage, for me, you're not getting anything out of it.
From Zabrze, Poland, Adam Sheslak. From Rotherham, Yorkshire,
Taz, a bit of a conflict between the promoter and the fighter. He would love to see the knockout.
Of course. So for me, ideal world, if it's a 6-rounder, knock him out in round 5 or 6. Get a few rounds under your belt, and then there you go. But it's great for the highlight reels and everything in terms of promotion to do something in a round or 2. I understand that.
And everybody wants a knockout early in 100%. Their career. He got one in his first fight, so there's no need to rush now.
Sometimes that can be a little bit of poison dipping into you, because you can then start believing the hype when everybody starts talking about your power, talking about your strength.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next weigh-in, 6 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Please welcome to the scales first with a record of 16 wins against 4 defeats with 1 draw. 5 wins by way of knockout. He comes to us from Delhi, India. It's Batu Rakesh Lokhab.
Rakesh Lokhab from Delhi. And he can fight as well. Mark Bateson telling me this week that a really awkward test this could be for his son, for Jack Bateson. Never easy, Southpaws.
Never easy, and we know just how good Jack Bateson is.
123.7.
He's had a bit of inactivity recently.
For Rakesh Lokhab,
yeah,
123.7.
He's in that stage of his career now. He needs to make the move. So he's got. Not only has he got to win.
And now
tomorrow,
please welcome his opponent to the scales. A record of 19 wins, just 1 defeat. 5 wins coming by way of knockout. A former English champion coming to us from Leeds, Yorkshire. It's Jack Bateson.
He looks a lot more mature now, Jack Bateson. A good fighter, and he's been a good fighter for many years.
Jack Bateson always passes the eye test. He's such a nice boxer to watch. I just love to see him put it all together now, push for another title run, because as we said, he has all the ability, he just needs to put it together.
He's intelligent, He's a lovely guy, and we've known him at Sky for many, many years. One of the scholars, alongside Savannah Marshall and Jason Quigley, and a lot of high hopes for him. But he became a very rounded, mature person, I think, during that time. And I think he's needed that, Dave, because his career's been tough.
Yeah, but you just touched on it there. He's a lovely guy, and he is. He's a really, really nice
And this
kid.
contest tomorrow evening
it needs a little
is
bit more
one of the
devil about
12
him.
fantastic
And
contests
it
for
needs
you
to be a
on
bit more
offer. This one will be a
spiteful in the
6 3-minute
ring.
round.
He's a lovely boxer.
Sanctioned in the featherweight division.
He's got to have a little bit of spite about him.
Between India's
we'll
Rakesh
see a little bit of
Lokab
that tomorrow.
and from Leeds, Yorkshire, Jack Bateson.
I mean, I think we saw a touch of that yesterday when he did, maybe for the first time in his career, other than Shabazz Massoud, he was calling out names. He mentioned GBM's own Danny Quartermain.
I like that. You got to back yourself.
Everyone seems to want Danny Quartermain. I like that.
The man who's got the belts.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good fights to make around that division. He was talking about Reece Bellotti as well. Jack Bateson needs to perform tomorrow night, because if he's going to get back into title contention
6 3-minute rounds in
he's
the
not
featherweight
got
division.
the age on his side,
Coming
really
to you
the time.
live and exclusive.
You know, Dave,
on
the lighter weight
DAZN.
fighters, they've got to get a move on, and Jack's had his setbacks.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying he can't just go out there and just fiddle his way to a win tomorrow. Whether it's point, I'm not saying he has to go out there and blast him out. But what I'm saying, he has to assert himself. He has to go out there and look like he's a completely different level, which he is, or should be, and he should go out there and impress, and so people can talk about him again. You know, because one thing in boxing moves fast.
And now, ladies and
If people
gentlemen,
aren't
our
talking
next
about you, they're
contest
forgetting about you.
will be 6 3-minute rounds sanctioned in the lightweight division. Please welcome to the scales first. His record 7 wins against 2 defeats with 2 draws, 2 wins by way of knockout. He comes to us from Rhodes, Greece. It's the Greek god, Efstathios Antonas.
Well, that's a really interesting character. Efstathios Antonas from Valaraki and Rhodes, the Greek god, and he is in form and here to cause a shock.
Dave, what an opportunity this could be from the man from Rhodes to get a name like Maxi Hughes on his record.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, we'll see what Max is capable. We'll see where he's been lately in his career. Just look at his arms.
For the
he looks
Greek
like he's got very long arms. Very long arms. So that could play a factor. If he knows how to use the range, that could play a little factor into the fight, because he's got to negate
And
Maxi Hughes'
his
southpaw
opponent
stance,
comes to the
southpaw
scales
jab.
with
That's the first
35
thing he has to
professional
get past.
contests, including 26 wins, 5 of those wins by way of knockout. A former Central Area champion, a former WBC international champion, and the former IBO lightweight champion of the world from Rosington, Yorkshire, it's Maximus Maxi Hughes.
What a great sight. Welcome back, Maxi Hughes. Izzy gave him a call.
139.3 for Maximus
Headline in Las
Maxi
Vegas.
Hughes.
Coming back to Sheffield, to South Yorkshire, something of a homecoming for Maxi Hughes. What do you think it means to him to get that kind of reception?
Oh, it'll mean the world. Listen, all fighters love to be loved, you know, and fight night, you love to hear the roar of the crowd. But it's nice when you get on them scales, because getting weighed in is a little bit, it can be a little bit mundane. If you struggle to make weight, it can be a little bit tetchy. But when you hear the roar of your crowd, it just gives you a little smile, gives you a little boost, you know, and it's all about recovery, refueling now, and getting your mind switched on for tomorrow.
Well, he was in front of 96,000 at Wembley the other night. Maxi Hughes in Josh Warrington's corner. They're a very tight team, Josh and Maxi, and Reece Mould, of course, the 3 Musketeers, and Josh will be here as the spit bucket man for Maxi Hughes, having called time on what, of course, was a wonderful career, the Leeds Warrior. But Maxi Hughes goes on. He believes there are still something left in the storybook, and in with the Greek god.
Look at the arms there, stood side by side.
And Maximus Maxi Hughes from Rosington,
we know he's the ultimate
Yorkshire.
professional. He said he's training like a world championship fight for this fight. But really, how difficult can it be for him to get to the same level of time?
He's a very good professional. He's not a professional that was earmarked for the top straight from the start. So he's had to fight his way through.
He looks in phenomenal shape. He really does. The Greek god. He's been trained by Dave Fitzgerald over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the action tomorrow
He's been living in a flat in Preston. I tell you what, this is an interesting fight.
5 p.m. Make sure you tune in early.
It's an opportunity
There
for
are
him
no
to
goal fights on this card.
get into
12
the big fight.
fantastic
That's what
bouts.
everybody's wanting to do now. They want to get into big fights on, through a shortcut. And this is a perfect shortcut for him.
And Maxi might be the ultimate professional, but there's one thing fighting in Vegas in a massive fight, and there's another coming back, a sort of marking time one.
Be careful, we're in Sheffield. There's nothing wrong with boxing in Sheffield, mate.
It's my second home, Dave, as you well know. What I was trying to say, it's a marking time fight for him, it's not a big title fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we'd like to extend our thanks to our sponsors for tomorrow evening, which are Bravos, Leeds Private Hospital and Indus Restaurants.
I think your greatest moment for me as a fighter
our next
was not in
contest to
Sheffield,
weigh
it was
in
in
will be our first
Doncaster
title
against
fight,
Terrace Gaskin.
and the contest will be
That up and
10
down. Remember
2-minute
that
rounds
one?
for the
He was up
vacant
and down, not me.
WBO International Junior belt
He
and
was up the whole
also
time.
the
He was up the whole
Commonwealth
time.
Super-bantamweight titles.
No, listen, mate.
I think you're under a bit of pressure at one
Please
point.
welcome
I
to
did
the
remember it quite
scales first
exciting.
with a perfect professional record consisting of 5 wins, no losses, 1 win coming by way of knockout, a former 2-time elite national champion and the challenger for the titles tomorrow evening from Birmingham in the West Midlands, the Tornado, Tory Ellis Willits.
Well, this may be the most interesting fight on the night. Tory Ellis Willits.
121.4.
She said everything that needs to be said in the build-up to this
121.4 for the Tornado. Tory Ellis Willits.
She looks in incredible condition. Alex and I spent time with her in the build-up. We've also spent time with Shakiel Gallagher, and it's a fight we cannot wait for.
And now please welcome to the scales. Her professional record is 8 wins against 2 defeats. She is a former world title champion. Challenger, I beg your pardon, former world title challenger. And she stands here as the current British champion. And tomorrow evening will be the reigning and defending Commonwealth champion. Please welcome from Luton, Bedfordshire, Ticey, the First Lady Gallagher.
Ticey Gallagher, who won British and Commonwealth at York Hall against Stevie Levy.
121.7.
I just mentioned
for the First
Tory
Lady
Ticey
Gallagher.
Fight. She had the same with Stevie Levy last time out. Ticey Gallagher does not get wrestled before these fights. I'm expecting to see the best.
And this contest, ladies and gentlemen, 10 2-minute rounds for the vacant
Again, like
WBO
Tory,
International Junior title.
Immaculate,
and
fabulous
the
condition. She said it's been easy making the weight.
title.
She's looking forward to her Nando's later this afternoon. And Ticey Gallagher intent on defending that Commonwealth belt against Tory Ellis Willits, who says she's a level above Ticey Gallagher. Well, there's still talking going on, but it will all be answered in the ring.
What do you mean?
Your breath stinks. That's your breath.
10 2-minute rounds for the vacant WBO International Junior title and the Commonwealth Super-bantamweight title.
We mentioned it before, Adam, but Hughes terms
the challenger from Birmingham, West Midlands, the Tornado, Tory Ellis Willits, and the defending Commonwealth champion from Luton, Bedfordshire, Ticey, the First Lady Gallagher.
Oh, Ticey Gallagher in with a head there. And Tory Ellis didn't like that one little bit. And you can see the needle between the pair of them. And Ticey Gallagher just getting a little emotional there for the first time in this build-up.
Tory will be so happy with that, because the worst thing that could happen for her is that Tyson just gets behind that jab, looks to negate and looks to box. If she's got emotionally involved in there, then we could be in for a firefight. And if it's a firefight, the terms switch over.
That's interesting, and that's advantage Tory
Ladies
Ellis
and gentlemen,
Willis.
please make sure
No doubt
all
about
boxes,
that. It
please make
will
sure you all see the
matter
medical
on the
team
night in the
before
ring.
you
But
leave this building.
Ticey,
Very
I've not
important to
seen
know
a
that.
rattle like that, Alex.
I mean, that was something of the commentator's curse. 2 minutes ago, I just said that we've never seen Ticey Gallagher rattled, and then we just saw that. I mean, Dave, you've seen so many face-offs in your time.
And ladies and
Can you
gentlemen,
get
the
anything
title
from that
fights
that will
keep
really
coming.
determine what
Our
happens in
next
the fight?
contest will be
Because
10
the way I see it
rounds
is
for the
really,
vacant
you've got about 30
Continental
hours now
Europe
to calm down. The team
lightweight
gets rounded
title.
up. But I don't know the individual. It depends on the individual.
Please
They
welcome
can
to the
still be
scales
rattled and they can
first
still
an
want to go out
experienced
there and prove a
campaigner.
point.
His record:
That's where
28 wins
it can
against
upset
4
your game,
defeats with 2 draws,
You know, she's
12
what, she's had
wins
9
come by
fights,
way
so
of knockout.
it's not like
A former
she's
English
experienced.
champion, a former British champion, and a former world title challenger. He comes to us from Cromer, Norfolk. It's Ryan Walsh.
Eating his lollipop as always, one of the fabulous Cromer brothers.
This is the fight I'm looking forward to.
134.9
He
kilograms.
looks supremely confident. He looks relaxed. He looks as though he's just about to pull up a deck chair and sit on the beach.
Fight is in his DNA. He's in his DNA. He loves to fight.
There's Michael up there. Liam has been around all week. The three of them have been fighting since they were 3 years old as kids.
And
The
his
twins
opponent coming
and
to
the older
scales,
brother. Ryan
excellent
Walsh
record of
at
18
38. What's he got
wins
left?
against just
And
2
here
defeats,
is
6 wins by
Reece
knockout,
Mould.
former 2-weight English champion from Doncaster, Yorkshire, Reece Mould.
Well, a war cry from Reece Mould, who takes in the adulation of a huge support here in Yorkshire. Just in front of us, his daughters Nellie, who's 4, and Nancy, who's 2, are dressed in red, dressed in the Reece Mould colours, and ready to cheer their daddy on and into battle. Big night for him.
We all know how good a talker Ryan Walsh is. After yesterday's press conference, it was advantage Walsh. After that reception, after that war cry, the confidence on Reece Mould's face, he could be bringing it level.
Listen, fights aren't won at press conferences. They're not won at weigh-ins unless you're dead at the weight. The fight's won tomorrow, and I just think this fight, I think the styles are going to clash really, really well. I think the personalities of both fighters are not going to want to give each other any sort of quarter. I think it's going to be fantastic.
I just love seeing the Walsh brothers. Michael, always a character. Liam, what a fighter. And there he is in the middle, Ryan with the lollipop. And this head-to-head could be quite intense here. There's been plenty of needle here. Reminder, Reece Mould said he will knock out Ryan Walsh, and Ryan has taken that to heart. And he said he will teach him a lesson like a naughty schoolboy.
They made an agreement not to take a backward step, Dave.
Yeah, and I can believe it. You know, they're both fighters. They've both got, you know, huge heart, determination, and they're both incredibly tough men as well.
Ryan Walsh, I don't think he's ever been wobbled. He's not been dropped. He's not been stopped in his time. How big an ask is it for Reece Mould to give him his first career knockout?
Michael giving it some at the back. Liam, the quiet one, sticking out the way.
Yeah, he's a quiet one.
Ryan,
I think he's the brains of the operation. He stands there and just watches, soaks it all up, takes it all in.
He is.
Well,
Ryan still trying the
He's absolutely loving
psychology
it.
with the lollipop, Alex.
Michael's put his hand in between to split him up. He was worse when he was fighting.
No man takes a back step in the ring. No man takes a back step in the way.
Michael wants to fight again. Graham Everett's got his hands full as always with the three of them.
Hagen's having a look.
You won't do fuck all. You won't do fuck all. You won't do fuck all. I'll do it for him. I'll do it for him. You won't do He's as bad as you.
I'm in his head like I'm in yours. I'm in your head like I'm in his. I'm living in it for no one. Yeah, I'm living in it for no one. Listen to you. Do your talking tomorrow. Proper fighting men do their talking with these. So be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Use these. Just use these. You're a fighting man. Use these. Use these then. Use these and be quiet. Be quiet. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. Be quiet. There's a good old boy. There's a good old man. No, he said, yeah. Camera boys. Camera boys. Camera boys. Hands off there. Come on, let's face it. Camera.
Izzy's not trying that hard, is he?
No.
Being honest.
No.
10 3-minute rounds for the vacant Continental Europe lightweight.
But you know what? There's a huge amount of respect. Listen to this noise.
They both know what's at stake. They've said neither of them will be prepared to rebuild should they lose this fight. There's a heck of a lot at stake.
You silly cunt. You silly.
You don't want to miss this bout, ladies and gentlemen. Live and exclusive on DAZN.
Security still in between them as the
rounds for the vacant
psychology goes on backstage.
I
tell you what, we'll try and get them up here if we can.
I think we definitely should get them up here.
Let's try and get both of them up here. I wonder if Aki can help us. Can you get them both up here? Both places.
And we would like to thank our sponsors for tomorrow evening, Bravos, Leeds Private Hospital and Indus Restaurants. We thank you for your support. Make sure you get in early tomorrow evening. 5 p.m. is first bell. Our next contest, 6 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Please welcome to the scales first with 28 professional contests, including 6 wins and 3 knockouts. From Spain by way of Colombia, damas y caballeros, Fernando Mosquera.
And the weighing goes on if you've got your breath back after that.
145 even.
Wow. I tell you what, 3 domestic dust-ups to wear that for. Here's Amar Akbar.
1 knockout from Dewsbury.
Good fighter.
Yorkshire, the prodigy.
Young hope from Dewsbury.
Amar Akbar, of course, a recent signee to GBM. We're very excited about having him as one of our own fighters. We know
for
he's
the
got so
prodigy
much to offer.
Amar Akbar.
I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'll be honest, I've not seen him box before. I've spoken to a lot of people over the last 2 days that are all telling me keep an eye out for this kid.
And there's Riz Khan up there, who looks after Amar Akbar, and also Daniel Dubois. So a shout out to Riz to say congratulations for Saturday night, and he's looking to do more of the same with Amar Akbar, and he really believes in him. This guy's got a huge following from Dewsbury, and he's got plenty of talent. Good amateur too.
And for all the results as they come in.
Yeah, look, Amar Akbar is one of these fighters who has maybe been a little bit stuck starting his career so far. He's come to GBM because he knows this is the opportunity to push on. We've promised fighters title runs, title shots before, and we've delivered. This is Amar Akbar's chance to go on a run and really show what he's all about.
The prodigy, that's what they call him. And half of Dewsbury will be here tomorrow night.
Inspired by Reece Mould and Ryan Walsh, this isn't a bad face-off either.
Yeah, he's had a a really difficult family history, Amar Akbar. He's been through tough situations. He's a hard man, and he's very, very dedicated to this sport.
6 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division tomorrow evening.
What's with Frank Warren?
From Spain by way of Colombia, Fernando Mosquera.
But Queensbury wish him well.
Dewsbury, Yorkshire.
And now part of GBM Sports. And we're delighted to have him.
Absolutely. I think Amar Akbar is one of those fighters who really could be one of the best that British fighters have to offer. He just needs the opportunities, Adam.
I'm just watching Ryan Walsh rehydrate. He hasn't just got the lollipop, he's got some fluid down him now. That was quite an intense stare down. He's one of 3. I mean, I don't know which was the most.
He's got a big smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more weigh-in. The heavyweight contest between Hughie Fury and his opponent Christian Thun. And Hughie Fury is on his way. He'll be here in the next few minutes, just stuck in a little bit of traffic. So if you want to stay around to watch the heavyweight weigh-in, that will be coming very shortly. We are expecting that within the next 5 minutes.
I'm not in a mood, come on, flight there late. So I jumped in a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo tripping and leading, tripping one in my gang and my DJ play. That shit man took about inshallah. These guys not even big back then, man, wearing their dresses. How did she squeezing them jeans? Big behind up a king.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to reiterate, we still have one more weigh-in. The heavyweight contest will be weighing in within the next 5 minutes.
So, still waiting for Hughie Fury to come, but what a weigh-in we've had. Some of the most intense stare-downs I can remember at a British fight card. 3 absolute sizzlers, Shakiel Thompson, River Wilson, bent head-to-head, the needle between them, you can cut that apart with a knife. Then you had Tory Ellis-Willetts and Tycee Gallagher losing her cool, putting her head in on Tory, and then this young man, who we've known a long time, surrounded by his brothers, 3 different personalities. This one had a lollipop in his mouth. Ryan, tell me about the stare down there and what went on. What was being said?
I remember, to be honest with you. He was saying some things. He said things after the stare down, but it's all just before a fight. He's hyping it for himself. I see he's quite a young man he's got so much on the line. I've got nothing to lose, but I've been here, I've done it, I've got the t-shirts, and it's nothing new to me. But I told him on the scales. The things you're doing have been done. People have talked to my brother off my shoulder, and they regretted it, and he's going to be on that list of people who regretted it. I've been picked when I was in the golden contract to fight, and they regretted it. So I see history repeating itself. To predict the future, look to the past.
Alex said when you went up there just to weigh in, you looked so chilled, so calm, so relaxed, and we know you've done it many times before, but you love it still, don't you?
That's why I'm here. Liam asked me this question before anybody else. Why are you still doing it? Because I love it. But this is the best I've ever done it, ever, in all my time. I had one really good weigh in, and then COVID ruined it. I had 2 ounces over in the morning. I woke up underweight this morning. I've had to do nothing. My body's been really good to me, and I think experience counts for everything, because I'd be surprised if anybody on this card made the weight as good as I did. So I'm over the moon.
Ryan, I want to take you back a few weeks to what started all this. We're at the head-to-head, Adam and I were there. Reece Mould said to you, I'm going to knock you out. This is what's triggered everything. Talk to me about what kind of motivation that's given you for this fight camp.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. He's the first fighter, I think, in my 34 fights who's had what I'd say the audacity to say that to me. I'm not a fighter who you're just going to knock out, but I've fought some really good fighters, amateur and pro. And I don't think, maybe one person might have said it, and then after that, he apologised to me after that, I can't believe it. But the way I see it is this. Actually, I said it yesterday, I said it again today. Actions speak louder than words. He's going to have to show me what he said. Do what you said you're going to do, because no one in his gym could have done it. He's got a fighter in the gym. He didn't look like doing it, so it was a crazy thing to say, and it has helped me. It has helped motivate me. Every time things are getting, he said he's going to knock me out. He said he's going to knock me down. Worse than that, he said he don't think I'm going to finish the fight. He thinks a Walsh can jack. My brother was saying the other day, and I agree with him. There's no Wilt in a Walsh. So if he can make me Wilt, well, it's impossible.
You see, when you was talking yesterday, I loved what you were saying. It was very, very calm. You didn't lose your head. It was calm. It was calculated, but it was from a place of experience. You know what you're capable of doing. You know what you've done in the game. So it was like he was insulted by this young boy that's come along. And Reese is a good fighter, but he's not had the career that you've had. And obviously he's looking at you as that name on his record, and to get the experience from you as well. And it just seemed as though some fighters get insulted and they lose their heads. But I loved watching how he was insulted, but he kind of like, thank you, because that's given me more fire. Is that how it seems to have been through?
That is the perfect analogy of what happened. I've got somebody who I believe should know better, and he doesn't know better. That's fine. But like all good lessons, we have to learn the hard way. All my best lessons I learned the hard way. Every fight I thought I was going to win. But guess what? When you lose it, that's what's going to happen to Reese Mould. He's going to get a very, very old school lesson in. I'm an old-fashioned, old school man, and he's gonna know that better than anybody. When you guys talk to him afterwards, he'll be like, yeah, old-fashioned, old school.
I love seeing the three of you. I always have done. Michael almost losing his head up there. Liam,
that's my bodyguard.
Keeping his cool.
He's my guardian angel.
They're totally different.
Michael made me laugh because he was like, no, come on, done. And then 30 seconds later, he's getting involved.
He's my guardian angel.
And Liam's just at the side, a bit of that, right?
That's the other half of me, That's the balance between me and Liam.
That's the balance half of
it really is.
I'm going to ask you the hard question. You're 38. You haven't had a big win for a long time. What makes you think that you've got enough at this stage to deal with Reese Mould on Friday night?
To be honest with you, Adam, I should have a lot more fights than this, right? So this shouldn't be it shouldn't have been this gap. But I'm the king, reigning CEO, president of the Who Needs Him Club.
Yeah.
I have been my whole career, and I've lost fights due to that tag. The reason this fight's so important is I love what I do. This is my life. So he's getting the best version he's ever gonna. No, Maxi didn't get this version. I was 36, and it was a kind of shot to nothing. A lightweight world title fight out of nowhere. This is different. This is my last roll of the dice. Nobody wants to see me if I lose to Reese. Who wants to see me? So this is my last chance for myself. This is for me. Simple as that. To prove to myself what I've got left, and I know what I've got left. I've got one last title run. I'm going to be a lightweight British champion again. There's no doubt about that.
It's fabulous to hear you. I'm going to let you get off because it's an important time for a fighter now. Really appreciate you coming up.
Thank you very
Go
much.
Rehydrate, and it'll be great to see the best Ryan Walsh tomorrow night. Thanks so much.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Really good
Thank
to
you.
see Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Good luck tomorrow. Dave, great of him to come up and do that, and lovely to hear. He knows it's the last roll. He's been a fighter all his life, and it's great to see him in this condition, knowing that he's going to give it everything he can.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm listening to him speak, and I've known him for a lot since he started. The three brothers boxing on the same bills and everything. It's great to hear him speak so clearly, and so sometimes you worry about fighters when they're 38 years old. As it has an effect, he's still fresh. I was talking to his coach, Graham Everett, as well, saying how have things gone on. He says, Dave, this is honest, he says, couldn't have gone any better. He says, sparring's gone great, he's sharp, he's fit, done the weight great, he's ready. There are some fighters that they're built to fight, and they live their life around fighting, and that's how they are. He's one of those fighters, and at first when the fight was made, I thought this is a really good match for Reese because you've got the name. He's 38, but the more I've looked at it, the more I've listened, and now I've seen him up close. I think this is going to be a really good fight, and it is a real danger fight for Reese Mould. I genuinely, it's a fight that I've been looking forward to, and I don't know who's going to win it.
I spoke to Graham as well, and I think it's really important. I'm just going to get back to Aki now, but yeah, very important night
It's
for Ryan
time for our final weigh-in of the afternoon. This contest will be 8 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. So please welcome to the scales first, He comes to the scales with a record of 9 wins against just 1 defeat. 7 of his 9 wins come by way of knockout. A former IBO Continental Champion from Miami by way of his homeland aus Deutschland, Christian Hurricane Thun.
Well, the huge, imposing figure of Christian Thun, 6'9½". He's spent a lot of time in Britain, not just in his amateur career, but recently he's come out early. He trains and lives in Miami, and he's come over for this big opportunity, and it is a big one. An underdog, yes, Alex.
269.4.
But nothing to lose.
There's absolutely no secret that this man can
for
hit hard.
Christian Hurricane
Exchanges, Dave, you mentioned it before. That's when he's going to put himself at risk.
Yeah,
and
the more exciting you want to make a
coming
fight,
to the scales
the more
with a record of 28 wins against just 3 defeats. 16 of his wins come by way of knockout. He is a former WBO Intercontinental Champion, a former British Champion, and a former World Title Challenger. The Fist of Fury, Hughie Fury.
Hughie Fury returning, 3rd fight on the comeback trail after nearly 3 years out. He's only 30. He wants to play a big part in the Saudi picture.
245.7 for the Fist of Fury, Hughie Fury.
Really reaches full potential now.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to tune in live and exclusive from 5 p.m. tomorrow on the Zone. 12 fantastic bouts, and this bout, of course, 8 threes in the heavyweight division.
Taking place on Fight Night.
Well, we said it earlier, not often Hughie Fury looks up at his opponent, but this time he does. Christian Thun, he has had a defeat, but 7 knockouts in the 9 wins. Hughie Fury, much more experienced, amateur and pro, should deal with Christian Thun, but Thun wants this.
So does Hughie Fury. Hughie Fury knows the big fights in the heavyweight division will be open to him. However, they will not be open to
Christian Hurricane Thun.
This is a German.
And Fist of Fury, Hughie Fury. 8 3-minute rounds tomorrow evening in the heavyweight division.
The big boys, we saved the grand guys till last. And Hughie Fury has got a real opportunity here, Alex. We saw what happened at Wembley with Daniel Dubois last Saturday night. The heavyweight landscape is huge, it's enormous, it's ever evolving. And you think, if he makes a statement against Christian Thun, maybe he gets that fight against Otto Wallin he's talking about, and possibly one more. Next springtime, he could be part of Riyadh season.
Look, the next couple of years are huge for Hughie Fury. We've spoken about it before, but we know that the current generation of heavyweights, they are getting to the end of their career. You've got the likes of Dubois, Hughie Fury, who can really take it upon themselves now to make a run and be the top of that next generation.
Yeah, he's got to look at the aging generation of heavyweights that we've got. The champions, the elite guys, they're about to come off the cliff, and he's got to go out there and take advantage of being the next crop. He's got to see himself as a leader. You've got Moses Atuma coming through as well. Hughie's got to go out there now, make a statement tomorrow, and like you said, maybe one more, and then get a huge fight.
Moses Atuma, great young heavyweight. It's going to be a fantastic night. We brought someone in to join the party, and he was in between all of those rather intense head-to-heads. Is he? First of all, I don't remember a double head-to-head that Shaq and River did, and then the others with the Ticey headbutt and Ryan and the lollipop and Reece Mould and the atmosphere. I haven't seen a lot like that in my time.
Adam, my heart's so beating fast. That was tense up there. There were no putting a show on. There's so much rivalry. And when you stood next to him as a promoter, you feel the tension. You know when it's for real. You know when they mean it. You know when they've been working hard for this. There's a lot at stake here. And I'll tell you something, there's going to be some screaming of fights tomorrow night. And I'm in fan mode. I've actually forgot I'm boxing promoter. I'm in a fan mode. I'm so excited.
Izzy, can I say, it was the most half-hearted attempt at getting both fighters to face in front. You were quite happy to let Reece Mould and Ryan Walsh continue that.
I was absolutely loving it up there. Yeah. Obviously, we don't want it to get out of hand. They can do that tomorrow night, but
that's what you're paying security for.
Of course.
Don't worry about it.
The tension was there, Alex. It wasn't played on, and they won it so much. You know, the closer it gets to fight night, you know they've been through a struggle. You know they've made their weight now. Listen, tomorrow night is going to be epic. Seriously.
Which one was the most intense of the three of them?
I reckon it's Ryan Walsh and Reece Mould. You know, Ryan Walsh is old school. He's been around the block a lot of time. There's a lot of needle between the camps. You know, Maxi Hughes has beaten him. His brother's beaten him. Reece Mould's a proud man as well. You see what he's like. He's never in a bad fight. You know, he's only lost at an elite level. And tomorrow night's going to show what Reece Mould's about.
And the atmosphere here, I mean, not only for those guys, for Amir Akbar, for Ed Hardy, what a reception he got. It's going to be the passion there at the Cannon Arena Friday night. It's going to be the best ever, isn't it?
Yeah, well, listen, it's a special night because I can't remember a card in Sheffield for a long time with so many fights top to bottom. Who's going to steal the show? And I'll tell you what's going to surprise people. The undercard are going to want to put a show on. Because as a fighter, when you're in a card with such magnitude and such level of fights, you want to impress. I hope they don't want to try over-pressing and not perform, but there's going to be some surprises tomorrow night.
For sure.
What are you thinking are the surprises, Alex and Dave? Left side of the bill, right side of the bill. Where's the upsets?
Look,
where's the apple cart going to be rocked?
We've made no secret at GBM. It's been our mission from the start to put on these 50-50 fights. The fact that it's so hard to pick a side is a testament to the fact that we are doing a good job right now. So I'm going to give you that answer. Sit on the fence. I'm not going to pick a side either way.
I just think that especially after speaking, we just had Ryan Walsh up here talking, and he's just like as he was saying, he's old school, and he's just got that inner belief. He understands what he's. Every fighter.
You connected with him, didn't you?
Yeah, because every fighter knows what they've got left. Yeah. So we don't know, and we don't, and you can tell the fighters kind of like blagging it. Yeah. Because they're forcing the confidence in the speed. Yeah. But with Ryan, he knows what he's got left, and the way that he's speaking, I feel he's just speaking from how it is. So that is for me, without doubt, the fight of the night, and that is for me is your most dangerous fight in terms of your home fighter could get beat.
I second that, Alex. You know when a fighter's actually putting an act on. You know, as a former fighter yourself, Damon, myself, I just know. And River Wilson, Ben and Ryan Walsh are not putting that act on anymore. They seriously believe they're going to cause an upset. Coming to the Lions Den, I'm excited. Listen, it's been one special night in Sheffield, live on DAZN, the biggest sporting platform in the world.
On that point, Shakiel Thompson is the poster boy of GBM. We've made no secret of that. In an electric middleweight division where there are so many great fights out there for him. As his promoter, River Wilson Ben looks confident. Does that give you any doubts? Does that make you worried at all?
We believe in Shakiel Thompson. We believe he's one of the best middleweights in the country. If that's the case, he's got to get rid of River Wilson Ben. And that's not overlooking River Wilson Ben. We believe he's one of the best middleweights in the country, bar maybe Hamza Shiraz. You know, if he wants to fight the Tyler Denny's, your Fila Cash, he's got to put away River Wilson Ben. The pressure's on, he's talked a lot. They both talked it up, Dave, sometimes. And then sometimes that puts that extra pressure on. I'm hoping he don't get too carried away. He's cool, calm, collective, use his skill set, and look for the opening when it comes.
So going on that, obviously you're his promoter, so you see more of him. You'll see him in the gym and things like that. So from somebody on the outside like myself, who's just seen glimpses of him, we tend to go with, okay, well, I understand, and it's the same as every prospect. You don't know how good they are until you put them in deep waters. I look at River and I'm thinking, he's looking at him and thinking, why have you got so much faith in this kid? He's not for anybody and gone out there and shown, oh, he's this huge talent and he's worthy of the praise that he's getting. But I've fought Hamza Shiraz, I've fought
Austin Williams, Tyler Denny twice.
And alright, he's not beaten, but the experience he's had and the knowledge that he's got in the game and the real fights that he's had. I always say this, real fights make real fighters. And I feel that in River, where he's saying he's not putting on this confidence. No. He's got this confidence from what he's experienced. And so he's questioning, why are you backing your man so much? I'm going to show him. And that as well. Obviously, I'm big on the Mould fight. where I see there's a potential upset. I do see a potential upset in that. If Shaq can look good and do a job on him, then that's a real statement performance, that is. That's a real statement. Because also part of that is he's got to control emotions. Yeah. He's got to control his emotions in this fight as well because of the needle. When you fight in foreign fighters, journeyman people like that, you don't have that needle. You don't have that that when a fighter's trying to get under your skin.
It's the biggest test so far for Shaq Thompson. Let's just wrap it up. One question, Izzy, or one sort of feeling I've got here. The British fighters together bring something special. They don't. There's pride. It's needle. It's a chance to go forward. There's something about that, isn't there?
I've said this for a long time. You look at the history, Froch and Groves. You look at Tony Bellew fighting many times local rivalry, Cleverly. You've seen local rivals, your Ben, your Eubank, years and years. The British rivalry and the British dust-up, nothing beats it. The passion, the tension, the personal pride. And this, we're matching this card. We took that into consideration. We wanted that card where people think we want to watch this. And we've sold every single seat in the venue. The only place you can watch it now is live on DAZN Friday night. My phone's pinging away non-stop for tickets. This is one special show on Adam, and don't be surprised by Maxi Hughes and Hughie Fury. They're not in a straightforward job here. You see the condition they've come in, these guys.
Absolutely.
And I think there could be some sticky times there for Hughie and Maxi, and they've got to show levels. And I think a lot of this show, Dave, for me, is about what level you believe you're at. You know, Shakiel Thompson, he thinks he's one of the best middleweights in the country. Tomorrow night, go and prove it. I'm the promoter, I'm invested in it. Go and show me what you've got. Mould thinks he's back up there with the world levels. Gallagher thinks he's world level fighter. Show us tomorrow. Put a good display on in front of a good platform, and then we know you're the real deal.
We're going to learn so much more tomorrow night. And Izzy's right. Look at the condition of Christian Thun and how much he wants it. Look at the condition of the Greek god. Oh my word, fabulous. Then the three main fights. It's all happening Friday night. Cannon Medical Arena, 5 o'clock, DAZN. Do not miss it. We've got an extra couple of treats as well for you through the night. But it is fight after fight. It is young prospect. There's diversity, there's power, there's skills, and there are 50-50 matchups. It's one not to miss. From all of us, nowhere to hide. See you tomorrow night.